Biggest mega projects being built in 2024. In the ever-evolving world of infrastructure and engineering, 2024 promises to be a year of remarkable growth and groundbreaking achievements. As nations and organizations strive to meet the demands of growing populations and modernization, mega projects of unmatched scale are taking shape across the globe. These progress represent not only evidence of human innovation and ambition, but also hold the potential to reshape economies, improve transportation, and enhance the quality of life for millions. From huge bridges spanning to futuristic urban developments and sustainable energy initiatives, these projects prove to be the spirit of progress that drives our world forward. Some of the world's biggest infrastructure projects are currently progressing around the world. Countries are investing heavily in its infrastructure to meet the increasing demand of its rising and demanding economic growth. The first project that made it to the top of our list is Denmark's energy islands. Denmark is making something really special in the North Sea. They're building an artificial energy island, sort of like a big power station with lots of wind turbines around it. This island will be quite far from Denmark's coast, about 100 kilometers away, in the windy North Sea. By the time we reach the year 2030, this island will be able to make 3 gigawatts of electricity from offshore wind. And later on, they want to connect even more wind turbines to make it 10 GW, which is like having 25 regular offshore wind farms. Some experts did a study on this project, and they figured out that building this 3 GW energy island, including the wind farms and all the power stuff, will cost about $7.93 billion. That's a lot of money. Plus, they need to move a whopping 4 million tons of dirt into the North Sea to build the island. The wind turbines on this island will be really huge, about 3 times taller than the Statue of Liberty. And guess what? They'll make about 50% more electricity than all of Denmark needs. That's pretty impressive. The next big thing is Moscow International Business Center. In Russia's financial area, they're almost done building 2 more really tall buildings. This part of the city is still being built, and it was planned back in the 1990s. When it's all done, it will be home to about 300,000 people and be the main place for money stuff in the city. They first started building it in 1995, but then they had to stop because they didn't have enough money. Luckily, by 2014, they had put $12 billion into the project, and it was halfway done. They started building again in 2019, and now they're finishing up one big tower and another even bigger one called the One Tower. The One Tower will be super tall, even taller than any other building in Europe, reaching 445 meters. The concept behind the project has changed multiple times, but the whole Moscow Business Center will be all done by 2030. This list also includes Abu Dhabi's Jubail Island. There's a new fancy neighborhood in Abu Dhabi called Jubail Island, and it's on a natural island that's over 400 hectares big. It's right in between Yas Island, Saadiyat Island, and Abu Dhabi International Airport. Jubail Island is all about offering a fancy and eco-friendly place to live. They have different types of homes like villas, townhouses, and apartments, and they're all super nice and well-made. On the island, there are cool things like private beaches, a marina, a community center, and lots of fun stuff to do. Plus, there are parks and green spaces everywhere for people to play and relax. They're also really into being eco-friendly, so they use things like solar panels, rainwater collection, and systems to manage waste in a green way. They care about the environment too, and have made homes for local animals and plants. Vietnam's airport, Long Thanh International Airport, also made it to our list. Lotus-shaped Long Thanh International Airport is in Dong Nai province in Vietnam. They want it to become a really good international airport to promote the tourism industry in Vietnam, and they want it to be easy for passengers. The whole project will cost 6 trillion KRW, and they're doing it in 3 parts. Right now, it's one of the most interesting new airports in the world because so many people are flying to and from Vietnam. They're spending $4.6 billion on the first part of the airport in Dong Nai province, and it should be ready by 2025. It will be able to handle 25 million passengers. But they're planning to make it even bigger with 4 terminals, so it can handle at least 100 million passengers every year. That would make it one of the biggest airports in the world. Another mega project adds up to our list as a brand new capital city is rising up in Egypt, and it's about 50 kilometers east of Cairo, right in the desert. Cairo already has 20 million people, which is more than it can handle in terms of buildings and roads. They predict that by 2050, there will be twice as many people there. which will make the pollution and traffic even worse. This new capital is being built for 6 million people, and it will have really big government buildings and parks, even bigger than Central Park. They're even putting up an iconic tower, the tallest one in all of Africa, in this new city. Some government offices have already moved there, but they haven't decided on a name for the capital yet. The whole project is going to cost $40 billion. They first talked about building it in 2015, and it's been under construction for a while, with an estimated cost of more than $50 billion. Right now, they're calling it the new administrative capital. This new city is about 28 miles southeast of Cairo, and it's meant to make things easier because Cairo's infrastructure is falling apart and there's too much traffic. The project is mostly run by Egypt's Ministry of Defense, and they're going to move a lot of government offices there. They're also going to have over 6,000 cameras to keep an eye on things. Another one was Dubai's Mega Dubai Land, which is a massive project coming to Dubai, and it's going to cost $64 billion. It's going to be unlike anything the world has ever seen before. The whole thing is going to cover 278 square kilometers, and it will have all sorts of cool stuff like theme parks, sports stadiums, hospitals, science places, nature tours, and hotels. It's so big that you could fit 3 Walt Disney Worlds inside it. And get this, it's going to have the world's biggest hotel with a whopping 6,500 rooms. Plus, there's going to be a shopping center that's 10 million square feet. They first talked about building this mega project in 2003, but it ran into a lot of problems, like the global recession in 2008, which made them stop building for more than 5 years. Now they're planning to open Dubai Land in 2025. Okay, so this one is not exactly on Earth, but it's still a part of our world. The International Space Station, ISS, which was made by a group of 15 countries and 5 space agencies, is going to get some upgrades, and it's going to cost a mind-boggling $60 billion. Some people say that the plans for making it bigger, which are not completely decided yet, might end up costing more than $1 trillion in total. If they do make it bigger, the ISS will be able to hold up to 1 million people. The main goals include enabling deep space exploration, conducting research to benefit humanity, inspiring our species to greater heights, leading and encouraging international cooperation, and helping the U.S. private spaceflight industry gain more momentum. In the heart of the economic giant California, they are building a huge fast train system, and it's the first one in the country. This train will go 800 miles across California, stopping at 24 stations, and it can go really, really fast, up to 220 miles per hour. If you ride it from Los Angeles to San Francisco, it'll only take 2 hours and 40 minutes. The best part is that this train will only use clean energy, like wind and sun power. By doing this, it'll help cut down on pollution from transportation and be a part of a friendly way to get around. It's expected to save a lot of foreign oil and cut down on pollution as much as 1 million cars worth. They first thought this big project would cost around $40 billion, but it's faced a lot of issues. They didn't even start building the first 119-mile part until 2015, which was about 3 years later than they wanted because of a bunch of lawsuits and protests. And because it's taken so much longer, the budget has grown a lot too. When they're finally done with everything at the end of the decade, it might cost as much as $105 billion. Last but not the least, Saudi Arabia's largest NEOM project's sustainable and futuristic linear city, The Line. The special thing about this city is that it will be 170 kilometers long and perfectly straight, with no cars or roads. It's going to run on clean energy like solar and wind power, and be all about making a great place to live with lots of nature, fresh air, and eco-friendly stuff. This big project is run by a company supported by the government, and it's part of an even bigger project called NEOM. The line will be like the heart of NEOM, and it's going to be split into different parts for different things like homes, businesses, and fun stuff. About 1 million people will live there, and they'll have access to super cool things like AI healthcare, virtual reality training, and help that's available 24/7. They're also going to use smart tech to be kind to the environment, like turning waste into energy and using as little energy, water, and materials as possible. This project is still getting planned and built, so we don't know when it'll be done, but it's going to create jobs and help the region grow. It's also going to teach us a lot about green tech and how to plan smart cities, which could be useful everywhere. In conclusion, these mega projects are evident to human ambition, innovation, and the drive to shape a better future. as they continue to take shape and reach completion in the years ahead. They will not only transform the landscapes they occupy, but also impact the way we live, travel, and interact with our environment. These projects are reminders that, even in an ever-changing world, the spirit of progress and collaboration can lead to remarkable feats of engineering, sustainability, and urban planning. The world watches with enthusiasm as these mega projects unfold, holding the promise of a brighter and more connected future for us all. Let us know which mega project gives you the goosebumps and join us for some more adventurous content.